All right, so Nithyanandam, welcome to today's Nithya Kriya 11th class, which is we're going to learn about the cure for insomnia. Okay, so welcome to Kailasa, Singapore. My name is Gheranda. Today is 18th of January 2023, and for those of you who are here, we haven't gone online yet live, so they're missing the first part, but that's okay. Whoever is here, we'll start anyway. And so let's take a few minutes to prepare our body space to enter into the Kriya. Okay, because before you come, you may have been going through a hard day today or some kind of distraction and stress. So before we enter into the Kriya, it's good to center ourselves. So let's do that. I'd like all of you to sit with the back straight. Align the head, neck, and spine in one straight line. Feel the alignment of the whole spinal structure such that you feel weightless. Okay, feel weightless. That is, it means the whole energy is aligned. You shouldn't feel pain or discomfort when you're seated. The alignment will allow you to sit for a long time. So find that alignment along the spinal structure such that you can hold yourself for the next 1.5 hours for this session. Then become aware of the entire body from head to the toes and then your fingertips. Feel that you're occupying this body, your physical body, stula sharira, where the skin ends. The boundary of this gross body is where the skin ends. So whatever is within the skin inside is your physical body. So completely center on the awareness of this body, not just the head, because a lot of time you're just aware of your head only because you think, you think too much. So your awareness is only centered on the top part of the body. But now I want you to infuse the awareness throughout the whole body, every corners of the body, even every pore of the skin, feeling that you are occupying this body, the temple of your soul, the vehicle for your dreams and achievement, your physical body. Now, I'd like you to expand your awareness now to the next layer of your energy body, which is the pranic body, which encompasses your breathing. So I'd like you to inhale very slowly and deeply now. And enter into a gap, like a little pause. And then exhale very slowly and completely, entering into the second gap. Continue to breathe in and out with awareness of the two gaps we call the neutral zone. In those two neutral zones, there's no thought, just silence. So allow yourself to be comfortable in those gaps. Those gaps make you become aware of consciousness, not just the mind. Because as there's no thought, you become centered on consciousness. So take a few moments to feel the gaps between incoming breath, outgoing breath, and incoming breath. As you know, the breath is the bridge between the body and mind. It connects and integrates body and mind to the space of now, present moment. So use the breath awareness to fall into the presence In the present moment, you experience an expanded awareness. Not just this body awareness, this breath awareness, but an expanded awareness of everything. In that expanded awareness, you begin listening in silence. The session starts only when you are listening. Otherwise, you may be here, but your mind is elsewhere. So the session starts only when you're in the space of listening. That's why I take a few minutes to center you to the listening. Then you are here to receive what Swamiji has to impart in this session. Otherwise, physically, you may be here in the Zoom or in the audience, but if you are distracted by other things, you're still not listening, you're not here. Okay, so please come to the space of listening, authentic listening, meaning no judgment, no idea of anything from the past, just pure listening. In the pure listening, let's invoke Swamiji. I'd like you to join the palms together in Amanjali Mudra as we invoke Swamiji to this space to guide us. So take a deep breath. Nithyanandam Paramasukaram Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Shatrisham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Savadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadguruntam Namami. Followed by 3 times Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. All right, set the intention, whatever intention you want to plant for this session, whether it's to come out of sleep disorder, if you have the problem, or just to have, quality sleep. It means be able to enjoy quality sleep. So if you don't have the disorder, at least improve the quality of sleep. So declare the intention consciously. Great. So when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. Welcome, everybody who is here. So let's go to the next slide. So let me just basically give you the outline of this session so that you have some kind of idea what we're going to be running throughout the whole session. First, especially if we have new people, I'm going to recap what is Nithya Kriya. So what's so different or unique about Nithya Kriya based on Swamiji's contribution? So that is first thing I will establish. Then I will share with you some facts about insomnia from the medical or the perspective. That means what you can already see what the doctors or the psychiatrists or all these are telling you. Some facts, okay, from what you can find in the media. Then I will share with you what Swamiji revealed about the truth about sleep from the yogic psychology. You need to understand this in order to get out of the sleep disorder. Okay? Knowing the facts about insomnia, you're just only seeing the symptoms and people suffering. But knowing the truth is the key or the solution to get out of it. Okay, so I will share that with you because Swamiji revealed a lot of insights about sleep and from the yogic perspective. So that's what I will spend a bit more time. Okay, then we enter into the Shastra Pramana for Nithya Kriya because that's what this whole Kriya is based on. And then I'll give you the instruction, the steps, and we'll do it together. Okay, so that's the flow. And then finally, we'll have the short sharing of people who experience it through this Kriya. Okay, so are you ready? If you're ready, let's quickly introduce what is Nithya Kriya. Okay, especially if we have today a couple of new devotees who just joined today at the Adinam. So it'd be good to have a quick recap. So basically, Nithya Kriya is a unique set of healing processes with knowledge and techniques drawn from the most authentic sacred yogic scriptures of Hinduism and expressed from the personal experience of His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, which means what he did is when he was doing this research, R&D on this Nithya Kriya, he worked on his own body. Okay, so when he worked on his body, he will be able to see how the different breathing technique and different things works and allow the healing to happen. So this is one uniqueness of the Nithya Kriya. The second uniqueness is that these Kriyas are soundly anchored in the sacred yoga scriptures, such as Patanjali Yoga Sutras, Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Gheranda Samhita, and Shiva Samhita. So that means what? He has done a lot of R&D or research from the authentic, we call it Shastra, from many masters who had done the work. So all he did was, he said, he just reorganized the whole information and worked on the body based on the modern day's ailments. See, in the modern day, there are many disorders of health issues, diseases that we're facing in this current era, right? Maybe some of the diseases were not even there during Buddha's time or Krishna's time. But now, with the kind of lifestyle habit we have, or the kind of environment we are living with, the humanity has evolved to a certain level where we have new complex disorder like anxiety, more depressions, and then all kinds of psychological disorder, autoimmune disorder, all kinds of things are created due to the evolution of our lifestyle. Okay, so for a master or incarnation, when they come to the era that they happen, they always update and upgrade. Okay, so this is like his contribution of updation for the current era of humanity based on their body, okay, and the consciousness. So that is the reason why each master come here to contribute different things, because wherever the time they happen, the collective consciousness and the what problem humanity is facing would be very different. Okay, so next slide. So there are 5 components into Nithya Kriya. Okay, as you can see from the diagram, first is the breath, because a lot of the technique are using a lot of breathing, pranayama, kumbhaka. Okay, then some of the technique also involve visualization, the power of visualization, and certain yoga asanas or body movement, depending on what is the Kriya about. Okay, so like in the body movement, like one of the Kriya, he introduced Karana. So you're not seated, you're in Karana. That means what? One of the Shiva, just Nataraja's, posture when he's dancing. So depending on the Kriya. So because one you say that asanas, every posture is a reflection of consciousness, certain reflection of consciousness. So when you position your body in certain posture, it works on reflecting the consciousness in a different way. So you will be seated in certain asana in the Kriya. For each Kriya, the asana is different, okay? And then also, he will introduce vibration like mantra or sometimes some music from outside. So, working on the space element with vibration, frequency. So these are the 5 key components. But of course, when you experience this, there will be something more, because the healing achieved by Nithya Kriya is permanent as it works on the cellular biomemory level. Understand? It's penetrate all the way to the biomemory level. It generates natural storage, and therefore there is absolutely no side effects of it. Only good effect, healing effect. And besides healing, the Nithya Kriyas have a powerful permanent effect on your brain functioning, because in the process, your Kundalini Shakti, the inner potential energy, will be awakened. The awakening of this energy rewires the whole the brain grooves. Your whole synapses, everything will be rewired. So that is the reason why it says, it's a permanent effect on your brain functioning. Next slide. So let's first understand about insomnia, because everybody needs to understand. This is taken from what you can find on the internet. Okay, what the doctors already know or I have been telling you. Okay, so I'm just establishing the common knowledge about insomnia. Then I will enter into the yogic perspective. Okay, so now first, insomnia is a common sleep disorder that can make it very hard to fall asleep, hard to stay asleep, or cause you to wake up too early or not able to get back to sleep. So you're trouble with this different permutation, okay? Waking up too early, and after that, rolling on the bed, cannot sleep, go back to sleep, it's only 3 a.m. And then by the time you fall asleep, it's 7 a.m. And then you feel wasted, now have to start work. You feel very angry with yourself. Whoever has experienced that, you can raise your hand. I remember during that time when I was studying for my university. And during exam time, right? So you want to sleep because you are preparing for the paper tomorrow morning. And you can't sleep because of the stress and the rolling, tossing on the bed. It was like the most agonizing experience. Then by the time I'm so tired, I fall asleep. And then the next day I realized I had to wake up to go to school for my exam paper. So it was like, damn, so annoying. So this was kind of like different symptoms of sleep disorder. So you may feel tired, especially when you wake up. You feel like you haven't slept. You feel that you needed more. So insomnia can set not only your energy away, but also your mood swings. You will have terrible mood swing like irritability, outbursts of anger, falling into depression, like low mood, all kinds of mood swing will happen because of this lack of sleep. And also your health, work performance, and quality of life will also take impact from being tired and not able to have enough energy, and your emotion is going on up and down. So fundamentally, having quality deep sleep is important to sustain us. Okay, so this is the first truth you need to understand. You need to get out of sleep disorder if you have it, because you are denying yourself from the most natural source of energy to rejuvenate yourself, which is sleep. Everybody needs sleep. Okay, it's just like breathing, right? You can breathe properly, you will be able to feel energized and you take prana. But sleep is something that not only repairs your body, rejuvenate your body, and so that you wake up the next morning feeling alive, feeling that you have rested. But if you deny yourself from such a natural process, which is so needed for everybody, right? As long as you're a human being, you need sleep, and you are not able to sleep, then fundamentally there is a huge problem which will lead to more complicated disorder like depression. Okay, when you sleep deprived, depression is the next disorder that will come after this sleep disorder. Okay, because you are exhausted all the time, you are irritable all the time, so then you feel bad, and obviously you are going to feel depressed at some point in time if the sleep disorder is not addressed. And of course, you cannot be taking psychiatric sleeping pill over a period of time, because that is not going to solve the problem, because your sleep is dependent on drugs, which is not healthy, right? So come out of this sleep disorder is what we need to find out how to do it. Next slide. So here are the symptoms of sleep disorder, insomnia. I'm just going to read them out. So if you feel that you have this kind of symptoms, okay, 1 night, 2 nights, okay. But if you have a persistent experience of these symptoms, that means you are disturbed in your sleep, okay? Like difficulty falling asleep at night, waking up during the night, waking up too early, not feeling well rested after a night's sleep, daytime tiredness or sleepiness, irritability, depression or anxiety attacks, difficulty paying attention, means no attention, difficult to concentrate, and focusing on the task or remembering, that means very forgetful. You're not able to focus on what you need to do in your job, or what you need to do for the family, for instance. So you're like just totally dysfunctional in the outer world if the sleep disorder is becoming a problem, okay? Which means fundamentally you need to address it, otherwise your family life, social life, work life, everything will be impacted, okay? Now, then increased errors or accident, you become accident prone, you knock here, knock there, not only that, you knock the car, or you make a lot of errors, and some of the errors are avoidable, but you make it. So these are, means what? The awareness, the level of awareness is becoming so low that you're not able to even spot the errors before things become the worst, okay? And then ongoing worries about sleep. The minute it's like, oh, I'm not able to sleep, the minute you start to stretch yourself and lie on the bed, again, you worry, oh, I don't know whether tonight I will have proper sleep, or I have been losing sleep for the last 1 week, oh dear. You know, like before even going to sleep, you start worrying. So again, not only have one disorder, you have a disorder of worrying. So more complicated, mental pattern. Okay, so these are a whole bunch of symptoms of insomnia in different degrees or different severity. That means one extreme is really problematic, like having depression and suicidal tendency, and the other extreme is, okay, disturbed sleep, not able to rest and feel tired. So you see which spectrum you are. And if you feel that you have this problem, then this session is for you, okay? Next slide. Or even people around you who have this problem, you can learn and teach the person. Because fundamentally, you cannot have prolonged this sleep disorder. And sleeping pill is not the solution, okay? You only sit there, and then the next day you become, what do you call that? You're not able to think properly. All right, so now let's come into the truth about sleep. Are you live already, Nadia? Okay, good. Because this part is very important, okay? Whatever the first part that I talk about, they don't know, they may have heard it before, doesn't matter. This part starting now, all of you, please provide listening, because I'm reviewing the truth, what Swamiji has, revealed about sleep from a yogic psychology, okay? Because if you understand this part from the consciousness perspective, from the body perspective, you simply be able to learn how to handle this problem. You will understand, first understand, then you can get out, right? If you don't understand how to get out. So let's first provide the true and the right understanding about sleep. Okay, so first thing you need to know, every day, your innate intelligence, the consciousness, puts you back to your original state. It wants to retire to its original state. So when your nature takes itself over you, it recoils itself by packing, like packing a tent, and retires back to the causal layer, the causal body. Okay, the Karana Sharira. This is known as sleep. Okay, so every night when you stretch your leg and go to the bed, your consciousness withdraw itself from physical body, pranic body, then the mental body, then etheric body, and come to the causal body. And in the causal body, that's where you rest and repair itself. Okay, so this is the first truth you need to understand. It goes through different energy body before resting into the causal body, the energy which you created this body. Okay, so this is the first truth. The second truth you need to understand is, you have a lot of engraved memories, samskara. What are engraved memories? Thoughts with emotion, anger, frustration, sadness, fear, whatever may be. If you imprint a lot engraved memories, called engrams, in the different energy body, okay, it is going to stop your consciousness from traveling back to the causal layer. Okay, see, the engram, the samskara do not die. They get back to the seed form when the consciousness pack up. So your consciousness just get back to its original space by packing up all the engraved memories. Like a tent, it just retire, which means it's not burned away. It is just packing up into the seed form. So during sleep, all these engraved memories get into the causal state in the seed form when you're sleeping. But they are not burned. They are not destroyed. Meaning, if the consciousness is higher, if you are high in consciousness, you spend a lot of time in high frequency, meditating, doing yoga, all kind of things, the engrams will get burned because your consciousness is like a laser beam, will just burn away all this samskara, right? Or completion will help to get rid of them. So the effect of consciousness on the nervous system becomes more penetrating. Even when your engrams are open, whether it's in a waking state, dream state, or deep sleep state, all will be different. So first thing you need to understand is, when you have sleep disorder, it means there are too much attachments to what is seen and heard in the outer world. Listen again. Too much attachment from what you're seeing and what you're hearing in the outer world is sleep disorder, right? What you're seeing, you get disturbed. What you're hearing, somebody is gossiping about you, saying all the abusive thing about you, you get disturbed. So all these are attachment to all these things. If you're not attached, you just don't really bother. Whatever people say, whatever you see, you're just not disturbed. So if you're disturbed, it means you are attached. Okay? Now, so reducing those samskara engrams into the thought is the best process. It means without the emotion. Okay? Without the attachment of the emotion is what will make the thought come and go. We don't have a disturbance. Then your ordinary sleep can lead you to health and enlightenment. Understand? Because when you're able to improve the quality of sleep, you will see the duration of the sleep will reduce. It means you used to need like 7-8 hours of sleep. But when you start improving the quality of sleep, you only need 4 hours of sleep. Based on Swamiji's recommendation, say that you should only sleep for 4 hours. Anything more than that is pure laziness. Okay? So you need to raise the frequency to only sleep for 4 hours. I can tell you honestly, I only sleep for about 4 hours, and sometimes less, because depending on, let's say if I have some late night session, but I'm able to live like that for many years now. I think since maybe 2012 onwards, my sleep pattern has been like 4-5 hours. Okay, 4-5 hours per day. There was a period when we were doing some project like Paramashivam project. I think literally no sleep, when like only take like a power nap in the afternoon. So, but the body is able to handle it. So it all depends on the quality of the sleep. See, a yogi, Swamiji said, the moment you stretch your leg, you fall into deep sleep. No dreams and all, deep sleep. Then the moment you wake up, you feel like, oh, recharged and ready to go. Okay, that is the way how yogi lives. And if you can live like that, you don't need that so many hours of sleep. Few hours is sufficient to reboot the whole thing and start your life or day. Next slide. Okay, so let's enter into understanding the 4 states of consciousness, because you need to understand this in order to penetrate into different states. Okay, so now take a look at this diagram, like a 4, what is that sound? Can you hear? Yeah. So understand there are 2 states of mind and 2 states of being. These 2 crisscross each other to create 4 states of being in which we exist and live our life. So you look at that. With thought and eye consciousness is the waking state where we are right now, called Jagrat. Okay, waking state is called Jagrat, which is when you're aware, you are now in this waking state where you are thinking, you are able to process. So this is waking state. Now let's enter into the second, the second rectangle, which is you have thoughts, but without eye consciousness. It is called swapna, dream state, where you're dreaming. If you are in the dream state, this is where you have lots of thoughts. The dreams are nothing but thoughts, but you don't have eye consciousness. Why? See, which means the frequency of our thoughts is higher than eye consciousness, which means that's the reason why you cannot control your dream. Understand? Because the consciousness is in lower frequency than your thought, which is the dream. So if you are able to have higher frequency than your dream, the thought, you will wake up. You stop the dream. Okay? So that's why in the dream state, when your consciousness is low, you just can't do anything. Then the next state of consciousness is when you don't have thoughts and without eye consciousness. This is where you are into susupti, the deep sleep state, where you're sleeping without thought. You're in the deep sleep state. This is the time your body is preparing. You're getting rejuvenated, right? So we need to spend more time there than dream state. Okay, so the whole point is increase the quality of your deep sleep state, increase the quality of the wakeful state, it means becoming more aware, and spend no time in the dream state. This should be the ideal. Okay, I mean for normal human beings. So see, normal human being only experience 1, 2, 3: wakeful state, dream state, and deep sleep state. Unless you are a seeker, you are a meditator, you experience the 4th state, which is the top right-hand corner, which is without thoughts, but you have eye consciousness, you're aware. This is a state when, and Turiya means the 4th state, okay? This is a state where you are experiencing awareness, restful awareness, okay? So, why do we need to know this information? Because when you know this information, you will take an effort to stop dreaming. You will redistribute your whole life to make sure that you don't spend time on unnecessary dream state, okay? You stop dreaming and start living in restful awareness. Then spend more time in Turiya state. So from yogic perspective, the dream state is a waste of time, which takes us away from being in a restful awareness. The more time you spend in restful awareness, the less suffering you will have in life, okay? All you need is more energy, understanding, inspiration to go towards more restful awareness, higher and higher conscious states, rather than being in the dream state. So that is why you need to understand these 4 states so that you start looking in where you are right now. take stock of how much time your quality of sleep, how much time you're spending in this false state of consciousness, due to your lifestyle and your unawareness. So just have this intellectual understanding about this false state will penetrate these false states. If you don't have this understanding, you will not even think about how this false state is affecting you and your life. Okay? Any questions so far? Give me a thumbs up. You're all tracking with me. You're all following with me? Yes? Oh, great. So next slide. Now this is another important information that you need to have a listening. Okay. So when I talk about consciousness versus engrams, right? Your samskara. So the effects of consciousness on your nervous system versus the engrams on your nervous system. Okay. Now, take a look at this diagram. Somji gave this diagram when he was conducting the Nithyananda Spurana program, NSP. So he said that we have 7 energy body. Okay, so first is a physical body, then is a pranic body, mental body, etheric body, causal body, cosmic body, and nirvanic body. So we have 7 energy body. Okay, like a concentric circle. Now, so when your consciousness is about the same as your engraved memories, like 50-50%, you have the right experience of the world, dream, and sleep. You have dream, you have sleep, you have, awareness. However, for people who have less consciousness but a lot of engraved memories, that means you never work on the consciousness. You never work on, purifying yourself. You are just only living in the world, and by the time you reach 30s, 40s, you have accumulated so much engraved memories. Then what will come next? You definitely will have disorder, insomnia, sleep, because too much attachment you're gathering from outside, right? It's a natural progression. Even for people who are already 70s senior citizen, by the time they never do anything about their consciousnness, obviously they will have sleep problems. And all the old folks have sleep problem, right? You all know that. Okay? Because they never work on themselves, on their consciousness. So they allow themselves to accumulate the engraved memories. 60, 70 years of engraved memories, what is going to result? Disorder only, because everything is disturbed in the inner space. So, however, if you have been working on the consciousness, and the consciousness, the frequency is higher than your engraved memories, you lead you to the meditative state or super consciousness state, the Turiya state. First, it leads to awareness during sleep. You're even aware that, you're dreaming. You're aware of your dream, and you're aware your deep sleep. You're aware when you are in the waking state. So all these states, when you become aware, means what? You're in the Turiya state. Turiya state means you're aware in all the stages, okay, of the consciousness. Understand? So if you are aware in your dream state, you will stop the dream. You're like, oh, I'm dreaming now. Wake up. You just wake up and stop the dream. Understand? Because you know for a fact, dreaming is a waste of time. I'm just, having thoughts when our body is supposed to be resting. That's the reason why when you have awareness in the different state of consciousness, you know that, hey, I'm dreaming. Stop it. Get out. You will tell, your consciousness will tell yourself, and get out. How many of you experienced that? You know that you're dreaming, and the moment you're aware of dreaming, you get out. How many of you have experienced that? Raise your hand. Yes. When you start becoming aware that you're dreaming, you say, hey, I'm dreaming. How can this thing happen? Come on, get out. And you just force yourself get up. Okay. Especially, I had an experience that when I'm lying, let's say in Shavasana, after my yogic, sadhana, right, my yoga sadhana, then I just fall into a certain state. I can see that I'm in a certain dream state. I can see. Then, but I want to get out. But it's not allowing me to get out, okay? And I just say, come on, get up. Like for instance, I know that I'm wearing the eye mask when I'm lying in Shavasana. I see myself in my dream taking out many times, but I'm still feel like, hey, I'm still not waking up here. I did it many times in my dream already, you know. I would have tried to take out my eye band like 4 or 5 times, but I realized I'm still in the dream state. So you know what I do? I just summon my whole intense consciousness and force myself and shake myself out of the dream. Then I just wake up. This is possible. I've seen it. Hey, I'm in the dream state. Come on, get up. And but I realized that unless you increase the intensity of the consciousness, you can't wake up. Same way for enlightenment. Unless you increase the intensity of your energy, the consciousness to be enlightened, you will continue to fall into Maya. Okay, that is what I realized. Just increase the intensity, and the consciousness will just make you wake up. So, next slide. Okay, so this is the secrets you need to understand to help people. Okay. People who tell you I'm not able to sleep, I insomnia. Bring them this understanding, then you will know what to do. First, the permanent solution is to cleanse the first layers of the energy body, the engraved memories in the first layer: physical body, pranic body, mental body, and etheric body. In the first layer, we have physical body. It imprints the engrams of tiredness and chronic fatigue. Okay. Second energy body, it imprints your true desires and your borrowed desire. For people who are running behind too many desires and they're confused totally, they're running their life with like 100 desires and feeling depleted, feeling tired because they're just exhausting themselves, you know, running behind borrowed desires, which are not their true purpose of life. So because of that, they feel tired. They're not able to fulfill all the desires that they want. But when they don't have the clarity of what's their true desire, okay? So that means part of the process is to clean up the borrowed desire from the true desire so that you know what you're here for. And you don't waste time and energy and life for something that is not going to bring fulfillment in your life. Okay? Then the mental layer, the mental body, is where you store lots of guilt. If you have lived in a life with a lot of traumas and a lot of shaming, you know, by others or yourself, and you carry a lot of guilt, this is the layer, the mental body, which can give you help. You don't need to be, you know, to wait for death to experience hell. Okay, you're already in hell because the torture by the guilt is hell. That's why a lot of people, when they carry a lot of guilt, they're already in hell. You don't need to tell them what is hell. They're already in hell. That's why the hell they experience lead them to depression, because they're tormented by this guilt, and you know they're not able to get rid of the guilt feeling. I tell you what is guilt. Guilt is a sure killer of your intelligence. It just kills your intelligence. Okay? And guilt it's nothing but judging your past with your updated intelligence. You look at the past. Why did I do that? I'm so stupid. I shouldn't have done it. Damn, you know, now I'm suffering. Hey, at the time when the thing happened, you did it based on your intelligence at the time. So what is that? The guilt. Just learn the lesson and move on. It's as straightforward as that. But people don't think that way. The mind will torture them. The mind will think, oh, I should have done that. I wish I can reverse the whole thing. I wish I can rewrite the whole thing. I would just, you know, and the mind will keep repeating like a recorder, you know, tape recorder. And then over time, this guilt will just like beating up on yourself, lashing on yourself again and again and again. So if you play on your inner space 1,000 times, you're lashing yourself 1,000 times. Okay. So naturally you're going to have a mental health. You will have health at your mental level. Okay. Now, so completing all the guilt is needed to wipe clean this, this layer. Now, the fourth layer, which is very important, is called the etheric body. This is the layer you imprint all your pains, physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain. All the pain and hurt that you experience in this birth, in this body, need to be completed. So these are the 4 levels of engraved memories need to be cleansed so that your consciousness can withdraw itself from physical body to the causal body without this disturbance of these 4 layers of engraved memories. Do you understand what I'm saying? Give me a thumbs up. You understand? Why people have sleep problem is they have too much accumulated in this 4 layer period. Okay. If they want to get out of improve their sleep quality, clean up these 4 layers. That's it. That's what Swamiji said. Clean up these 4 layers, you will sleep like a baby. And not only that, the duration of your sleep will come down. You will have a yogic sleep. Okay. So if you understand, then I go to the Kriya. Understand, everybody? Okay, clear? Yeah. Now let's go into the Shastra Pramana. This is taken from Yoga Chudamani Upanishad, verse 116. Okay. Here he says, for him who is possessed of pranayama, there will be destruction of all diseases. For those devoid of pranayama, there will be the generation of all diseases. Okay. So basically, when you work on purification of your mental layer through pranayama, see, yoga asanas, different yoga asana postures, work on purification of the body. Pranayama is introduced once the body is strengthened, stable. Then when you work on pranayama, it purifies the mind from the engraved memories. So first start with the physical body, then work on the pranayama path. Next. So these are the steps. It's a fairly short kriya, because the explanation took a lot of time. Okay, so here are the 4 steps. The asanas to be assumed is Bhadrasana. As you can see, this gentleman who is seated. So you open with the legs apart, seated, and so this is the posture to assume later on. We'll be doing this entire kriya in this posture. So I'm just going to describe. Okay, then the second is Gheranda Bandha. That means engage the throat lock. Gheranda Bandha is throat lock. Then the Namo Mudra. We'll go through that one by one, and then Bastrika. So these are the 4 steps to this kriya. Okay, so let's go into one by one, step by step. So we'll all now practice together. Okay, so come and sit on the floor or on your yoga mat in Bhadrasana. Okay. Now, if you feel comfortable, otherwise you can cushion yourself. Okay. So spread your knees apart. You need to spread your knees apart. Like what this gentleman is doing. Really spreading the knees apart. Okay. Listen to the translation. So this is taken from Gheranda, Samhita, Upadesha 2, verse 9 and 10. Okay. It says, place the heels crosswise under the genitals or attentively. Cross the hand behind the back. Take hold of the toes of the feet. Okay. Fix the gaze at the tip of the nose. This is Bhadrasana. So technique is bend both legs to the back, keep the feet facing upwards and sit on it. Okay, he says sit on the feet. Take both your hands to the back, hold your right toes with the left hand and left toes with the right hand. It means crisscross. Okay, so then do the Gheranda Bandha, contract the throat, bend, tuck the chin down and rest on the chest. Okay, concentrate and fix the gaze at the tip of the nose. So remain in this posture for 30 seconds. And then as a preparation, let's do it now. Release the throat lock, Gheranda Bandha. Let's enter into the second step. Okay, now, next slide. So the next slide is doing the Gheranda Bandha. Here in Samhita, Upadesha 3, verse 12, it says, contracting the throat, place the chin on the chest. This is called Gheranda Bandha, means keeping the chin on the chest. Don't allow any movement of the throat. You can visualize certain sacred symbols like Shiva or Ram in your throat and look at it. So remain in the same posture, asana, inhale very fully. Then lock the throat by keeping the chin tucked onto the chest, the sternum. Fix the gaze at the tip of the nose. Hold as long as you can. Till you can't hold any longer, release the throat lock and exhale. So basically you're inhaling and retain the prana inside with the throat lock. After you can't hold anymore, then you release the throat lock and exhale out through the nostril, then hold again, okay? You're going to repeat this step 16 times, okay? You all ready? So still in the same posture, Bhadrasana. So let's do it together first round, and then the rest you can do it at your own pace. So inhale. On exhalation, lock the chin and look at the tip of the nose. Hold there as long as you can. Till you can't hold anymore, release the throat lock and exhale. At the end of exhalation, retain the kumbhaka for a while, and then again, repeat 15 more times at your own pace, so with total 16 times, okay? You can use your finger to count. Those who finish, you can just wait for the rest to complete. 16 times we've done. One more. Okay, done? Yeah? Some are still going on. Okay, go, continue. 16 times. So when you lock the throat, please gaze at the tip of the nose. Okay? Don't close your eyes and forget to gaze at the tip of the nose. Done? Okay. You go to the next slide, Parameshwari. So let me just describe the instruction for the third step, which is called Namo Mudra. Okay, so listen. This is taken from Gheranda Samhita, Upadesha 3, verse 9. The translation goes, whenever the yogi may be, wherever he may be, okay? He should always, in everything he does, be sure to keep the tongue turned upwards and constantly hold the breath. This is called Namo Mudra, the destroyer of diseases for yogi. Okay? So this is instruction. Turn the tongue, tip of the tongue upwards, roll it and push it up to the upper palate, the roof of the mouth. Hold the breath with the closed eyes as long as you can. Till you can't hold anymore, relax. Okay, so just turn the tongue upwards. Do this step also 16 times. Ready? What about the people in the Zoom? All finished? Give me a thumbs up, you're done? Okay. So let's enter into the fourth step. Okay. I'll read the instruction first. So this is Bastrika, Gheranda, Samhita, Upadesha 5, verse 75 and 77. The translation goes, as the bellows of the iron smith constantly dilate and contract, similarly let him slowly draw in the air by both nostrils and expand the stomach, then exhale slowly, the wind making sound like a bellow. Having thus inhaled and exhaled 20 times as stated above, this is this one, then let him perform kumbhaka and then let him expel it by the previous method. This completes one round of Bastrika. That the wise one perform this Bastrika bellow light kumbhaka twice, 3 times. He will never suffer any disease and will always be healthy. Okay, so let's do the technique. Next step. Next slide, sorry. So you're going to, let me just read again the instructions so that you do it together, okay? Inhale slowly by expanding the belly, and then exhale slowly. Do this here, this says 21 times. So inhale and exhale, expand, okay? After 21 times, then inhale slowly. Retain the breath as long as you can. Till you feel that you can no longer hold the breath, expel the breath quickly, making the sound of a bellow. And the moment, at this moment, the stomach should contract to touch the back. So it's like this, right? So first you inhale and exhale 21 times. After 21 times, you would inhale, then hold the breath. Till you can't hold anymore, you expel it. Okay, you forcefully contract it. And then contract it in such a way that the muscles or the organ touches the back. Okay, so you do this sequence 3 times. So that means breathe in, breathe out for 21 rounds. Do the next inhalation, forcefully expel, contract to make the sound. Then again, you do it 2 more rounds, total 3 times. Ready?
21 times, 3 rounds.
Yes. 21 times, the normal breathing, then do the Bastrika. Okay, after 21 times, do this set 3 times. Got it? Start. When you're done with the 21 time, just sit in normal Sukhasana, and while we wait for the rest to finish. So we just sit in silence now. Just enjoy the silence after the Kumbhaka and the Kundalini Shakti awaken. All right, so we're done. Sit back in normal position. So anyone of you want to share how do you feel about this Kriya? I realized the last part of the Kriya, when you do the Vastrika, is very powerful. You know, you couldn't just get awakened towards the end. Huh? Anyone want to share? Pins and needle is quite common. Slowly wake up the legs again. Huh? Come on, life. So, anyone want to share? How do you feel? Tonight you all will have a very good sleep like a baby. Anyone who have a sleep problem? Yeah. No? You have sometimes. Okay. You see tonight what's the difference? Tomorrow morning is going to be important. Okay. So how is it, Anita? This Kriya? Oh, are you still doing?
No, I'm done. That's good. Thank you.
Good?
Very good.
What about you, Paul? You still doing?
Thanks, I'm done. I was on the floor just now. Yeah.
So do you feel that your legs like totally disown you?
Yes, I mean the legs did feel numb, but I think it helps us like feel a lot more like calm and balanced and centered.
Yes.
Yeah.
The posture helps to keep you in that restful awareness. Yeah, so great. Anyone want to share? So I think the sharing will only happen after you sleep tonight, correct? So, you know, if you can see some practical guidelines to this Kriya. If for anything to change, let's say, you know, any habit to develop, try to do this Kriya for at least 21 days. So every day after yoga, you will do your yoga and just sit and do this Kriya for 21 days and see how the sleep patterns start to change. And also, not only that, become more aware of the different states of consciousness where you're spending most time in. Okay, if you improve the quality of sleep, naturally your deep sleep hours will reduce and the quality of waking state will increase, and also the number of hours you spend in dream state will also reduce, and more in the Turiya state, awareness state. So you should take a stock of where you're spending time in these 4 states of consciousness and see during these 21 days how this Kriya shift, you know, the energy and the time you spend in different states of consciousness. Okay, so that's what I will recommend. If anyone seriously want to get out of their sleep disorder, do this for at least 21 days, and then you can share your experience with us. You know, you can share it on the Singapore Ardinam page, or you can, you know, ping me directly on Facebook, and we can have a have your testimonial or have your hear from you and see how things how it works for you. Okay, so with that, shall we conclude with the Puna mantra? And then I'll look forward to seeing you all next week. So join the palms together. Let's conclude with the Puna mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sauvam Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam Bharga Paramastu. Om Nithyananda. Thank you all, Nithya.